What's going on, YouTube? Just coming in here to tell you about how I got into tech, give you my little story of how I went from fast food to help desk to senior DevOps engineer. So, for all y'all that don't know, my name is Rashad Morton. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can follow me on Twitter at coolcap_12. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. But yeah, so my journey into tech started at a fast food place, flipping burgers. Um, what made me want to get into tech is honestly at the time I knew I wasn't making enough. Um, I seen a YouTube video of a robot that could make a burger every 10 seconds, and I knew that this wasn't gonna go. You know, you're not gonna pay me $20 an hour to flip burgers when y'all can just automate this stuff. So I started hearing about automation and a lot of machine learning and robotics and all this stuff, and I knew it was time to make a change then. So about 4 years ago was when I decided to make that switch into tech, and I started off enrolling in this technical university, and um, from there, dropped out after 3 months after I got my first certification and got my first tech job. Um, so, with that being said, an important thing, about my decision to get into tech was learning when to pivot, and that was a crucial decision at that time to pivot into tech. I didn't know a lot about tech. I didn't grow up, you know, putting computers together as a kid. So, I had to learn. I had to do a lot of research. So, that's one thing. You're gonna have to do when you get in this industry. One thing I realized when I was at these other jobs, these lower wage jobs, I waited tables, I did um, everything. Worked at Walmart, worked in a deli, fast food, call center, all type of jobs. Um, One thing I noticed is there was never any room for growth, and that's when you have to, you know, there's no reason to stay at any company for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years if you're not growing. I don't want to go to the grocery store and you're a cashier, and I come back 5 years later and you're still a cashier. You know, if you're not growing in the company, if company's not investing in your growth, then it's time to pivot. No support from management. A lot of people are working at these jobs, and you know you have goals that you want to achieve, and you know which direction you want to go, but there's no support from your management. I've been there, done that, and that's when it's time to go. um, so you just you gotta know how to pivot from that. Recognize that early. These companies like to put us on a 90-day probation. I put them on a 90-day probation. Let me see what y'all are gonna do for me in 90 days. That's gonna make me want to stay at your company. So, number two, number three, the field is saturated. Um, One thing I notice is, um, a lot of people, when you get in this tech thing, in this tech journey, and you're trying to figure out which path to go, you're gonna get hit by a lot of things. Coding. Should I go to coding boot camp? Should I go this way? Should I go cybersecurity? Um, one thing that really started to I noticed. One thing I really started to notice is a lot of coding boot camps popping up everywhere. Um, it was real tempting. I almost got in a couple of them, but I didn't. And one thing I realize is um, that field is starting to get very saturated. Um, so not to say that you can't go to a coding boot camp and get a job, but you're you got a lot of people going to coding boot camps right now, and a lot of people are coming out of these coding boot camps and trying to get jobs. So that field is definitely saturated. When over being overqualified is also a clear sign of when you need to pivot. Um, if you're at a job, if you're at the help desk, you got cloud certifications, you got a degree, you got this, you got that. Um, don't hang around for 2 years to, for these companies to see that you're actually educated or that you're actually qualified for a position. Um, Apply. Get out of there. Know when to pivot, and yeah, don't stay in a job if you're overqualified. Now, one thing I knew that was going to help me out was the certification game. I didn't get into tech career with a college degree, so I knew certifications was going to be my ticket to at least being seen by the recruiter and getting that interview and being able to um, take it from there. So, when I did my research, I Googled the top, 15 cloud certifications. In AWS, was always in the top five for the last, 4 or 5 years. So I'm glad I definitely took that route and got my cloud certifications. And that's honestly what allowed me to get the position that I have right now. And that definitely paid for itself. Um, what skills are companies looking for? Here are some of the top IT skills in demand this year. Let's see. Machine learning. I was getting ready to go this route. Um, Artificial intelligence skills, cloud computing. That's the right out to data science skills. Data science is a hot field. I was actually going to go that route too. Um, Programming language skills. You need to at least learn one programming language. Um, I recommend Python. Python is very popular. Python also can transfer with data science, cloud computing. You can basically use Python in all of these um, skills. Cybersecurity skills, big data skills, and of course, soft skills. But so another thing I did to make my tech journey um, a lot smoother. Even though I don't get me wrong, I got rejected by a lot of companies, but I think one thing that definitely paid off is leveraging LinkedIn. Um, make yourself memorable with great stories. I always post like when I'm taking any kind of certifications, even if I fail, I'm always going to um, I'm always going to post that on LinkedIn and turn that into a story. So just so you see that. So make yourself memorable with great stories. So yeah, always your tech journey, document it, document it. Recruiters want to see that. Focus on where you're going versus where you've been. That's a good one. Um, and I can get caught up on that too. Um, Actually, I don't really talk about where I've been. a lot, but I do focus on um, where I'm going as far as the cloud, um, posting about AWS, like with the skills that I'm learning. So you can kind of see from the skills that I'm learning, you can kind of paint the picture which direction I'm going. With all you gotta do is read my LinkedIn and see where I'm going. Keep it fresh. So yeah, that's plain and simple. Keep it fresh. Don't go 5 or 6 years without updating your LinkedIn page. A lot of people like to have jobs, and you get comfortable on these jobs and you never update your LinkedIn page. Update your LinkedIn page, please. It pays off. Get visual. Um, yeah, I post stuff about the books that I'm reading. Um, yeah, when I take a certification exam, I'll post the scores that I get from my certification exam, pass or fail. And people like to see that. Like one of my most viewed posts was when I failed the AWS Solutions Architect Associate exam. And, that post got like 6,000 views. Make yourself accessible. That's a good one. You know, when people message you, you know, reply back. That's, you know, people want to, I mean, I say like, there's going to be some people that, you don't have to, you know, reply to, but yeah, the people that you should reply to, make yourself accessible, especially recruiters, if they're trying to contact you. Directly contact hiring managers and recruiters. That's a good one. So I've done that. Once you get the certifications and you get your game right, you don't have to do that as much because recruiters will be contacting you. Um, think of LinkedIn as a search engine. Yes, LinkedIn is a search engine. You can apply for jobs. You can find jobs on LinkedIn. You can find people that are in the industry that you want to be in. You can find people at the companies that you want to work for. LinkedIn is a great tool to just find people that are in the area that you want to be in tech. Um, Never say you're seeking new opportunities. Yes, yeah, never say that. Um, that's just clean up your other social media profiles. Yes, please do that. I know a lot of people like to, you know, they don't know how the tech thing is. They think, nobody can find your other pages or whatever. And they can if they want to. Um, and that's the first thing a lot of these recruiters are going to go. They're going to look at your social media. They want to see if this person is, you know, representative of a company that they want to hire you at. Um, and yeah, so yeah, you don't definitely want to be on there with drugs and everything else and just yeah craziness. Especially a lot of these positions require clearances, so you definitely want to think about that when you are posting stuff on your social media. Post a professional photo so recruiters can find you. Yes, do that. Don't just be on there with no pictures. I know a lot of people like to hide behind behind your social media page, but post a professional photo. Um, they don't have to be in a suit and tie, but you know, nice polo shirt. Y'all know how to do it. How to organize your resume. All right. So that's another thing when you're getting into tech. You want to use job specific skills on your resume. Um, Definitely do that. Look at Go to the job that you want, look at the job description and tailor those skills on your resume for the job that you want. Limit your list to only include applicable skills. Don't put a bunch of you know stuff that's not applicable to the job that you're applying for. Organize your skills into categories. It's a good one. Include relevant synonyms. Yes. List your important skills a few times. Do that. Do that. Keep your resume skills relevant to the job you're targeting, please. Include key skills in a separate skills section. Yes, do that. Let me move that so y'all can see. Add your work related skills in the professional experience section. Yes. Weave the most relevant skills into your resume profile. Yes. And last but not least, make sure to add the most in demand skills. Please, I preach this in my group. You know, these are the most in demand skills that companies are looking for. Once you get these skills, put them on your resume. Companies want those skills. AWS, Salesforce, ServiceNow, Kubernetes, Terraform, um, Cloud, Azure. I mean, companies want these skills. So that's it, guys. That's a little bit, kind of piece of piece, and how I went about getting into tech and how I leveraged LinkedIn. How I organized my resume, and just stay focused on the path that I knew was gonna be have the most demand and the least amount of supply, and that was definitely cloud. And I'm glad I chose that path, and I hope you guys do too. Subscribe to my channel, like the YouTube channel, and y'all have a great one.